तो अभी हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं अपने सेशन में। अभी हमारा समय हो चुका है भागवतम के लेक्चर का, और आज के जो हमारे स्पीकर हैं वो हैं हिज ग्रेस माधव मुरारी प्रभु जी। तो प्रभु जी जो है वो, प्रभु जी जो कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस में मोर देन 20 ईयर से प्रभु जी जुड़े हुए हैं। एंड प्रभु जी 2008 में प्रभु जी का फर्स्ट सेशन एंड 2018 में प्रभु जी का सेकंड सेशन हुआ है। प्रभु जी हैज ग्रेजुएट ऑफ द Saraswati State Academy of Law in 2005 with a degree in law and Altai State University from 2000 in 2024 with a degree in religious studies. Prabhuji is a pujari in the temple of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Moscow Vedic Culture Center at Botanical Garden Metro Station since 2008 to 2010. Prabhuji coordinated the publication of the magazine Sankirtan of New Age. Guruji was engaged in Vaishnava education in the Russian Federation, the Golden Ring area, and Guruji was a translator and servant of His Holiness Bhakti Vishwambara Madhav Swami Maharaj since from 2015 to 2016, and His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Nana Swami in 2019 and 2020. Now Guruji lives in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, conducts spiritual classes and educational programs, and translate Vaishnava literature, which is in Kyrgyzstan, Russia, India, and Germany. So let's welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare
Welcome, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Good morning. Good morning, dear devotees, dear friends. We are going to discuss very important topic today, topic which is very important for our spiritual life. And we will start from one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Just one moment. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:18-11. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yatsanga Labdham Nija Virya Vaibhavam Tirtham Muhuksam Prishatam Himanasam Harate Jontach Shrutibhir Gaton Gajam Govaina Sevita Mukunda Vikramam. It is verse number 5:18-11. It is from prayers offered to the Lord by residents of Jambudvipa. So the translation goes like this. By associating with persons from whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mukunda is the all in all, one can hear of his powerful activities and soon come to understand them. The activities of Mukunda are so potent that simply by hearing of them, one immediately associates with the Lord. For a person who constantly and very eagerly hears narrations of the Lord's powerful activities, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead in the form of sound vibrations, enters within his heart and cleanses it of all contamination. On the other hand, although bathing in the Ganges diminishes bodily contaminations and infections, this process and the process of visiting holy places can cleanse the heart only after a long time. Therefore, who is the sane man who will not associate with devotees to quickly perfect his life? And this nice verse has very nice purport. I mean, nice in the sense that it is quite long. We are going to read just part of this purport. Which one? Just let's choose the part. Well, let's read this, and then we'll go to the topics, to the points that I was asked to speak about today. The Supreme Lord within everyone's heart becomes very pleased when a person hears narrations of his activities and he personally cleanses the dirt from the mind of the listener. He washes off all dirt from the mind. Material existence is caused by dirty things within the mind. If one can cleanse his mind, he immediately comes to his original position of Krishna consciousness, and thus his life becomes successful. Therefore, all the great saints in the devotional line very strongly recommend the process of hearing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra to give everyone chance to hear Krishna's holy name. For simply by hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one becomes purified, Cheta Darpana Marjanam. Therefore, our Krishna consciousness movement is chiefly engaged in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all over the world. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svaya Rupa Kadama Yam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchkalptarubhyascha Kripa Sinubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shривас Адигоура Бхакта Вринда, Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе, Харе Рама, Рама Рама, Харе Харе. So it is very important to listen spiritual message. And when we are speaking about listening to the spiritual message, it is not only about holy names and not only about books. It is also about spiritual instructions that we get from our spiritual authorities, from our seniors. For example, when Srila Prabhupada was meeting Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his spiritual master, his main question was, how can I serve you? And then, if it is not just formality, if we are asking this question, how can I serve you, to our seniors, then we will be very serious about their answers on this very important and essential question in our spiritual life. They are giving us some instructions according to our capacities, and usually they are able to see our capacities, and they are engaging us according to our capacities. If they see that we are not great Mahajanas, great Paramahamsas, who can, for example, go to China and start Krishna consciousness there, then they will not send us to China. They will give us something which is simpler, some task which is simpler than to start Krishna consciousness somewhere from the scratch. So it goes all together. They are trying to understand our nature, our capacities, and we are trying to accept the instructions seriously. And it goes all together. We chant holy names, we read books, we get this spiritual energy, spiritual inspiration. We get this fuel in the car of our spiritual life. In order to go somewhere, to drive somewhere, we need the fuel. So spiritual life is not just about to get the fuel. It is not just about to get the mercy of Shri Guru Parampara in form of chanting of the holy names and reading books. It is also about practical devotional service. It is like inhaling and exhaling. We inhale means we get this air, we get energy. We get energy by becoming inspired, by chanting holy names or by reading books, and by associating with those who can inspire us. And then we exhale means we give our energy outside. We preach Krishna consciousness, or we try to take part in this. Some people they preach, some people they are assisting in preaching. It depends on capacities, on qualities. It depends on that. So if a person will be only inhaling, what will happen with this person if he will be only inhaling? We need exhale also, exhale. So that's why it is one of the reasons. It is one of the reasons why Srila Prabhupada, in many places in his books, he is writing that don't try to imitate Haridas Thakur. Don't try to imitate him. Don't try just to sit and to do nothing, just to chant holy names of Krishna. If it is not your level of spiritual advancement, it should be going all together. Chanting of the holy names, our sadhana, and our practical engagement. Otherwise, if we are not ready just to chant, some people, those who are really advanced, and especially if someone is in old age and he is about to die, of course, in this case, it is good choice to be absorbed in holy names, to be absorbed in chanting of the holy names, to be absorbed in bhajan. It is particular stage of one's life. It is normal. Or if one is Paramahamsa, then it is normal. But basically, ISKCON, it is preaching movement. It is preaching movement. It means we are not just taking responsibility for our own spiritual salvation. We are trying to help others. It is not about to get our own spiritual benefit. It is also about to help others. Like someone helped us to join this movement. And what is the reason why we joined this movement? The reason is that Srila Prabhupada decided to establish this movement. Otherwise, if he would not establish this movement, how we would join? We would not have any chance to join if he would not establish this movement. And he established this movement because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he asked Srila Prabhupada to preach Krishna consciousness outside India in English language. And then just to facilitate this preaching all around the world, he decided to create this organization. Because otherwise, how you can have this huge preaching without organization? Organization is needed. And when Srila Prabhupada was about to leave this world because of his old age in 1977, and when one of his disciples, Giriraj Swami Maharaj, he approached him and he asked Srila Prabhupada, how we are going to continue without you? How we are going to develop this movement, this mission without you? What is required? Srila Prabhupada, he told him, it is written in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, two things are needed, organization and intelligence. Everything should be organized and people should be intelligent enough to take proper decisions and to have good strategy for preaching. Then it works. So organization is needed. But basically, when we join ISKCON, it is not just about joining another organization. Likely, we already have joined many organizations in our lives. But it is not just about organization. It is about to join the society of Shuddha Bhaktas, of pure Vaishnavas, like Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and his followers also. His followers, they may be not so much advanced like Srila Prabhupada, but they are also considered to be pure devotees if they are sincere followers of pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada is pure devotee, and those who are sincere followers, it is one of the definitions of pure devotee. One definition of pure devotee is that it is one who is pure enough to be considered as pure devotee. Ideally, it is about Uttama Adhikari. And another definition of pure devotee, it is one who is sincere follower of pure devotee, and he is trying his best on his level, and it is also pure devotee. So it is the question of responsibility. We get instructions, and we're trying to implement these instructions in our life, in our lives, not just to sit, to chant holy names, and trying to be happy. If we are not on the level of Paramahamsa, of Haridas Thakur, we will not be happy. Why? Because our mind, he will be hankering for some activities. If consciousness is spiritual enough, then it is sufficient for him just to sit and to chant Hare Krishna, and it is ideal of spiritual life, not from the point of view of ISKCON, like preaching organization. ISKCON needs servants, preachers, and other people who are active in devotional service, who are doing something practical. In the sense of if we are speaking about ISKCON, then it is about to be active. It is about to be active. Devotional service, it is not just a sentiment. It is practical activity, practical engagement in devotional service. It is written in the purport to the one of the verses of Nectar of Instruction. The second verse or the third one, maybe the third one. So we should be engaged, but we cannot engage ourselves because we don't know what to do. Even Srila Prabhupada, he is asking his spiritual master what to do. We cannot decide by ourselves what we will be doing. We cannot say, I have direct connection with Krishna, and Krishna, he is speaking with me in my heart, and he gives direct instructions. Usually it is just imagination. If someone, especially if someone is a beginner, if he is saying like this, usually it is just imagination. But spiritual life, it is about reality. It is about reality as it is. It is about understanding who we are, who is Krishna, what is material world, how everything is interrelated. So it is the question what we actually need. We need the reality, the realistic perception of reality, or we very much like our pictures that are created by our imagination. And some people, they are so much like the product of their imagination that they prefer to live in these pictures that are created by their imagination. But if we want to be connected with reality, with spiritual reality, then better not to imagine too much, better just to be connected with Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu, and they will engage us, and it will be a responsible approach to our spiritual life and to our life in general, because this component, which we call spiritual practice, sometimes we divide. This is spiritual life, this is material life. Sometimes this tendency to divide it in two parts, it is here. But basically, Krishna consciousness is not about to have this field of our life, which we call spiritual life. It is about how to spiritualize the whole life, all the fields, all the parts, all the directions of our life. So we're going to discuss a little bit about this responsible approach to our life and to some empowerment which we get from our seniors. And so our topic is about gratitude, humility, and responsibility. Everything starts from gratitude. We get this mercy from Srila Prabhupada, from senior devotees. And we should estimate it. We should estimate. It is important. We have got this mercy. And it is not that in each and every birth one gets this mercy. And it is not that it is my choice that I'm going to get or I'm not going to get. It is the choice of one who is giving. It is the choice of one who is giving. That's why this mercy, sometimes we call it causeless mercy. Causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, causeless mercy of Acharyas. Why we are saying causeless mercy? Because there is no cause on our side. There is no cause, there is no merit on our side. It is just because of them. They decided to help us. They decided to give us knowledge, inspiration, and so on, and engagement in devotional service. So here it is written that true devotion, it is about lifelong commitment. It transforms an inner feeling of gratitude for existence into a sense of responsibility toward the creation. It is what? It is the journey of a devotee. The journey of a devotee is one of continuous selfness and service. It is long story. It is not just that I will serve for some days or weeks or years. It is journey. We're saying about journey, and we have this book which is called Journey Home. Likely you have read it, or at least you have seen this book, Journey Home. So it is long story, and it is not just some period of our life. It is long process, but this process is interesting, and everything starts from our gratitude. Everything starts from gratitude. So Srila Prabhupada, he is saying that we get different energies from Supreme Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate. Supreme Lord, he is the source of everything that is around us. Sunlight, moonlight, water, air, whatever. So he is saying that usually people, they get these gifts of nature, these benedictions of the Lord that they get from the Lord ultimately. But of course they get it through different demigods, because different demigods are in charge of all these parts of life and energies like air, water, and so on and so on. And usually we just use it and we feel no gratitude. So this mindset is described that it is mindset of the thief, who is using energy without acknowledging the source. So it is typical consciousness of materialistic people. Like we know this famous story when one businessman, he came on the darshan he met Srila Prabhupada, and it was where it was. Maybe it was in Maharashtra state or somewhere in that place. And Srila Prabhupada, he asked this businessman about his occupation. And this businessman, he told, "Oh, I produce the glass. I produce the glass." And how do you produce the glass, Srila Prabhupada, he asked him. And this businessman, he told, "I just produce it from sand. And Srila Prabhupada, he told, "Oh, you are stealing sand from Supreme Personality of Godhead." Means we don't have our own resources, we don't have our own energies. Everything comes from Supreme. So, and then this businessman, he told, "Okay, I use these resources given to me by Krishna, but I also donate. I give donations to the temples." So Srila Prabhupada previously, he called this businessman to be thief. But when this businessman told that he gives donations to the temples, then Srila Prabhupada, he told, "Okay, it means you are a small thief. It means this problem is not so big." So it is important. Everything starts. It is also an aspect of Krishna consciousness. We use different energies. like air, water, and so on and so on, sunlight, moonlight, and we should understand it comes from Supreme. And from the practical point of view, it means we should save energy. We should not waste electricity uselessly, or we should not waste water uselessly. Some people, for example, they are about to brush their teeth, and when they brush their teeth, this water comes out from the tap all this time when they are just brushing. There is no need to waste the water in this period of time, because water actually is not needed at this moment. But when we are just taking what we have, when we are just taking this as granted, as it is normal, we have it and that's all, then sometimes it can be difficult to estimate, to acknowledge. Sometimes it can be difficult. So anyway, Krishna is the source of whatever we have. He is the source of all these things. And we're trying to remind ourselves about this by chanting holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because the meaning of this Mahamantra is that we are servants of Supreme Lord, of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, and we are asking them, just please engage me in devotional service, just let me serve you. So if we are just reminding ourselves that we are their servants, and if we remember that everything that we have and all these energies, they are coming from them, then it is natural that after some time we will understand that likely we should use these energies properly. For some period of time we can chant holy names without understanding, without deep realization that we are Dasa Dasa Anudasa. But just because of this practice, just because it is inside, it is included, it is the very meaning of the Mahamantra, because of that, we will understand that we are servants. It is almost like, for example, we have this knowledge about people who are meat eaters, and Vedas, they recommend, according to Srila Prabhupada's explanation, they recommend, of course, not to kill cows, but one can kill the goat in particular period of time with pronouncing particular mantra. And the translation of this mantra goes like, today I kill you, and next time you will kill me. And of course, this meat eater, for some period of time, he will just chant, he will pronounce this mantra. In Sanskrit language, he will pronounce this mantra mechanically, without understanding. But after some time, so it works like this, after some time, he will understand that I don't want to be killed, that let me become vegetarian, let me become vegetarian, I don't want to be killed. It is a natural result of chanting this particular prayer, which is recommended for meat eaters who are about to kill the goats for their nourishment. For the same time, the same way, we chant holy names. In these holy names, this conception that we are servants of Supreme Lord and servants of the servants of the servants of the servants. This conception is inside. What is required from us, we just chant holy names. After some time, we will understand. We already understand, but this understanding will be becoming deeper, deeper, and deeper. It works like this. The process is given. It works like this. So here we have this picture where people are taking prasadam, and it is these slides are based on the seminar given by Krishna Smaranam Prabhu. Maybe you have heard about this devotee who gave seminar, which is called Simple Grateful Heart. So I decided to use something from his seminar also. So he gives the example that if person is not grateful, if he doesn't develop this quality of gratitude, then this tendency to be ungrateful will be manifested even in small things. For example, people will be sitting and taking prasadam, and someone will be complaining. He will be asking why we have only rice here, why there is no enough salt, or why I don't have chapatis, where are my chapatis, and all this stuff. So on very small things, it can be manifested. So senior devotees, they are able to see, just by observing these small things, they are able to understand the level of our consciousness. It is normal. And if someone is grateful, then he will be happily taking prasadam, will be happily taking and chewing each and every morsel of this prasadam. So, and the result is that he will be happy. And if one is ungrateful, if this gratitude is not in one's heart, then he will be suffering, even while taking prasadam. Usually we don't suffer while we're taking prasadam, right? We're not suffering. But this gratitude makes one unhappy. It is problem. I'm not just speaking about importance of gratitude in the sense that there are good people, there are bad people, and you become good people, don't be bad people, and so on. It is not just about morality, it is also about practicality. If one doesn't develop this quality in his heart, he will be suffering. He will not experience happiness in his life. He will be suffering even in some facing small problems, he will be suffering. So gratitude and humility, these qualities are going together. Gratitude is important and humility is important in the sense that, humility is reality, means to observe, to perceive reality as it is. And the slogan is given here in this seminar given by Krishna Smaranam Prabhu, Simple Grateful Heart. He gave such definition. Humility means I understand I deserve nothing. It means what? It means that whatever we get from spiritual society, from sadhu, from guru, from shastra, it is all causeless mercy. It means it is their choice. It is their choice to give or not to give. It is not our choice. It means it is our fortune that we have got this mercy. Means we were situated in proper place at proper time. That's why we have got, by our good fortune, we have got this access to spiritual life. But mainly it depends on a giver, on Srila Prabhupada, who established ISKCON, who inspired many people to join this movement. It depends on them. So we can say it is their choice, Srila Prabhupada's choice. At the same time, Srila Prabhupada also had no choice, in some sense, because he was asked by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And if you are a good disciple, you will follow the instruction. That's why he was, let's say like this, he was bound by this obligation toward Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also has got some instructions from previous acharyas. So it is like parampara works. Parampara works in such way that juniors are asked by seniors to do something, and in such way it is spreading. Krishna consciousness is spreading. Humility means that whatever I get just by decision of those from whom I get it. So here it is written, pride, the opposite of humility, is a burning fire that is never satisfied. It always wants more attention, more affection, more recognition. If one is proud, he will be always asking for recognition. and it will be never satisfied. Those who are proud, they are never satisfied. And those who are ungrateful, they are also not satisfied. Likely we want to be satisfied. And Srila Prabhupada, he told us that chant holy names, practice devotional service, and you will be happy. But not only mechanical practice is needed, qualities are also needed. Qualities with this means just mechanical spiritual practice will not help us. It works with combination with qualities, which we get from association with devotees, with senior, with experienced devotees. We get it and we become more and more happy. So you see, our happiness depends on them. It is important. Responsibility is the natural expression of a grateful heart. Spiritual growth begins when we consciously take responsibility for our own bhakti. This is not a burden to be shouldered. It is spontaneous, willing, and joyful expression of a heart overflowing with gratitude for the mercy it has received. So there is one story when Srila Prabhupada came to USA and he has started his preaching. Initially he was doing everything alone, means he was giving classes, conducting kirtanas and cooking and distributing prasadam and washing all this stuff, all these pots and floor just by himself. But after some time, time came that one of the visitors, he saw Srila Prabhupada, or better to say Swamiji, because at this period of time they usually were calling him Swamiji. He saw Swamiji on the kitchen washing all these utensils, kitchen utensils, and he told Srila Prabhupada, maybe you need some help, maybe you need some help. And Srila Prabhupada, he answered, he responded, actually I was waiting for this moment when you will ask me, do I need any help? So it works like this: when we purify our hearts by chanting holy names, by taking prasadam, by proper association, then this desire to respond, to express our gratitude and to do something for others, it manifests. Usually it is not manifested just because of the contamination of the heart. Contamination of the heart which we get, which we have got during this many lives which we are staying here in material world. Materialistic life means to be concerned about our own benefit mainly. Our own benefit and maybe benefit of those who we consider to be ours. And if person is materialistic person, then this circle of those people whom we consider to be ours, it is not big group of people. But if we are speaking about Vaishnavism, about Krishna consciousness, then the whole world is considered to be Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the family of Vasudeva, the family of Supreme Lord. And it means that basically there is no outsiders. Everyone is related to Krishna. Some people or some living entities, they have forgotten. And some people, they are practicing. And some people, they are just directing us on spiritual path. So, just because of purification of the heart, this hippie, he told Srila Prabhupada that let me help you. And it is because of what? It is because of this spiritual care that Srila Prabhupada was giving to these people by feeding them prasadam, by giving them holy name and some philosophy. And again, it is not that everyone was able to acknowledge the philosophy. Usually these people were enjoying prasadam, initially enjoying prasadam and chanting of the holy names or just listening to the holy names. And some of them, they were just skipping this part where Srila Prabhupada was giving a philosophical part. These people were going on somewhere outside from the temple just to come back for prasadam. It is normal. So this desire, which comes from purified heart, that let me do something nice. Let me do something nice. It is just because of the purity. And there are different people. Piety, it is also about purity, piety, to be pious, to have this desire to do something good for people. This natural desire when someone is pious Hindu or pious Muslim or whatever, and they have this natural desire that let me do something nice for people, for humanity, or for Allah, and so on, let me do this. But the desire, only one desire is not sufficient. Knowledge is also needed, knowledge to be able to distinguish between what should be done and what should not be done. The desire itself is good. Anyway, in both cases, it is related to purity of the heart. And then the help is needed, the help of those who will direct us and correct us, and they will tell us what should we do to be able to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead, to satisfy Srila Prabhupada. So this gratitude starts from very beginning. We are very indebted to our parents, our teachers, to our society, means to society in general. It is not about ISKCON society, it is about society in general. But the scripture teaches that there is one debt that is the most impossible thing to pay off, the debt to the spiritual master, because he opens our darkened eyes, just as a blind man is eternally grateful to the doctor who restores his sight. We are eternally indebted to the one who gives us spiritual vision after an eternity of blindness, eternity. Of course, it is not eternity, but it is a very long period of time during which we are here in material world. That's why we are saying from time immemorial, or that's why we are using this term Nitya Badha. Nitya Badha means eternally conditioned. Of course, it is not eternally, but it is for a long time. That's why it is almost eternally. So that's why in Gautamiya Tantra we have this prayer, Om Agyanatimirandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya, Chakshurun Militam Yena, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha. We're expressing our gratitude. It is also about gratitude. We're expressing this gratitude to the spiritual master who is opening our eyes with who gives us vision because of the torch of knowledge. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We have received an invaluable gift through the sacrifice and compassion of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj. We can never repay this debt, but we can honor it. Becoming a responsible devotee, one who preserves, protects, and actively shares this gift, it is the truest way to express our gratitude. So basically, we cannot repay. It is explained to us clearly and boldly. We cannot repay debt to spiritual master. But it is at the same time, it is prescribed for us to do attempts to do attempts to repay. It is prescribed. It is a spiritual instruction. You cannot repay, but you try. Try means you preach and you share this mercy, you share this knowledge with others. So, in this way, these two qualities, gratitude and responsibility, they are going together. First of all, we should estimate what we have. Then, naturally, because of the purification of the heart, gratitude is here. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And then, because of that, this responsibility before Sri Guru Parampara takes place. I have a debt which I cannot repay. Then let me just try to repay, because it is prescribed that I should try to do it. And then preaching activities are started. Usually it is said that preaching activities are based on compassion. But again, compassion, it is really exalted quality. And we can say, and we can, when we're trying to judge our own heart, we can say that we are lacking this compassion. Likely we are lacking, if to be honest. Then this preaching activity can be started not from our own compassion to all living entities who are around us, but it can be started from the sense of responsibility before spiritual master and before Srila Prabhupada, who decided to go through the sacrifice, through tapasya, through austerities, to establish ISKCON, to preach, to waste, not to waste, to use this time, energy, to invest, better to say, to invest their time, energy to others. And so the sense of responsibility comes from this point. And then we are going to the next slide, and on the next slide it is written, why is taking responsibility it is so essential? Why it is so essential? Because it protects our devotion from becoming casual or mechanical, because it helps us to remain sincere, steady, and service-oriented. And without responsibility, the heart can become hard, making even core practices like chanting feel difficult and joyless. Responsibility keeps the fire of devotion burning brightly. So again, our spiritual life consists not only from reading books and chanting holy names. It consists also from practical implementation and from our attempts to share this valuable, matchless gift which we have got from Srila Prabhupada and from our acharyas and from spiritual master. And if we are thinking how to share this gift, how to execute our service properly, then it helps us to be conscious. It helps us to think what should I do to be good instrument in the hands of Krishna, in the hands of spiritual master. And then it helps us not to be mechanical. It is quite difficult to be mechanical, for example, when you distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. It is difficult to be mechanical because we are surrounded by living people around us. And each and every living entity who is around us, who is nearby, he has his choice how to act. And when preaching is going on, we should be conscious. We have no choice. We have to be conscious about who are these people and how they are reacting on what we're telling to them, and so on and so on. So these attempts to share this unvaluable gift, this valuable, matchless gift, these attempts, they helps us not to be mechanical. Because if we are mechanical, we will not succeed in sharing this gift. Because, because people will see us and they will decide, oh, one more zombie, one more unconscious person. I'm not going to listen to him. But if a person is conscious and if he is able to create contact with another person while preaching, anyway, it is a long story. It is the topic of the whole seminar or maybe educational course about how to preach and all this stuff. But anyway, how it is related to be responsible in devotional service and to be not mechanical. It is quite easy to understand. If I take some responsibility, if I take some service, then I have to think, how should I perform this service? What should I do to perform it nicely? How to perform it better? How to, like for example, if we are speaking about book distribution, Srila Prabhupada was giving this slogan when book distributors, they were coming to his room and were giving reports about book distribution, how many books they were distributing. Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he responded, he was telling to book distributors, now double it, now distribute 2 times more, now double it. And if this instruction is given, then you have no choice, you have to think, you have to meditate how to do it, how to become better instrument in Krishna's hands to be able to double it. Because from materialistic point of view, it even can be unthinkable how to double it. But if we are relying to Krishna, if we are praying, if we have this faith that nothing is impossible for Krishna, then maybe somehow we will be able to do something which we usually considering that we're not able to do. Like for example, we have this famous story which is described in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, how devotees from BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, our publishing house, who are printing Srila Prabhupada's books, they had no choice. They had to prepare for printing, to prepare 17 volumes of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in 2 months. Srila Prabhupada gave them instruction, you prepare the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita in 2 months. And they were working very actively. They were doing everything. They were typing the text, they were checking about editing and looking are there any mistakes, and they were painting the pictures, and they were serving 24 hours a day. They organized this marathon, publishing marathon, and they succeeded. Well, they're not exactly succeeded. They were late for 1 hour. Just for 1 hour, they were late. And Srila Prabhupada, he wrote them the letter. Actually, you are late. Anyway, Srila Prabhupada, he accepted their service with gratitude. Because it was going like this, Srila Prabhupada, he was dictating these books, and BBT was publishing books quite slowly, so Srila Prabhupada was not satisfied with this, and he gave the instruction that now you do it. And of course, if someone takes the instruction with the sense of responsibility, he has no choice, he has to think how to do it properly, how to be effective in this devotional service. Devotional service requires at least 2 things: external, internal. External thing, external aspect. External aspect to be effective. Is it effective or not? And internal aspect is, what about my motive? What about my motive? Why I'm doing this? I'm doing this to satisfy parampara or to satisfy myself. So these two things. And if one takes devotional service with responsibility, then he has no choice. He has to think. He has to observe his own motivation and his own way to accomplish, to execute the devotional service, and he has to think, am I effective or not? And am I sincere or not? And what about my motive? So he has to be conscious. Responsibility helps one to be conscious. And also, so this responsible life is based on sadhana and seva. We chant holy names, we inhale, we get this spiritual nourishment, and then we exhale it outside. We give some seva, we do something for Krishna, and it is also seva. It is also can be considered part of sadhana. So what we have here, avoid becoming a comfortable devotee. In the beginning, devotional life can feel celebratory, but mature devotion requires moving beyond the minimum effort. A responsible devotee doesn't remain satisfied with their current state, but actively strives to grow, contribute, and take initiative in service. They consciously push beyond their comfort zone. So basically, when we're just starting our spiritual life, we are pushed by our seniors, by our spiritual authorities. But usually it goes like a person, he achieves particular position in his life, in his spiritual life, and in spiritual society also. He achieves particular position, and when he or she is in this position, usually it is just expected from him or from her that he or she will be responsible here, and he or she is not required to be pushed anymore. I mean, by force. If someone is just about to start his spiritual life, he is about to forced, to be pushed, that you follow discipline, and so on and so on. Especially if someone is in ashrama or if someone is PBT, they will be forced to be active in devotional service. And then it works very simply. First you get poison, then you get nectar. It is the happiness in sattva gun. First it is uncomfortable, tapasya is uncomfortable, then you are happy because you did something nice for Krishna. So when we are just starting our spiritual life, usually we have someone who is forcing us, who is pushing us to be active in devotional service. But when we achieve particular position, then it can be so, and usually it is so, that there is no one who is going to force us to do something. So it means what? It means that at this particular point, we should be conscious that I myself, I have to be inspired, and I have to be active. And in order to be active, I have to be inspired. And it is my own need, and again, it is my own responsibility to get this inspiration. So, and I have to get my inspiration from sadhana, or from shravanam, and from practical devotional service. So, by this moment, when one achieves this position, when he is unreachable for others to be pushed by force to do something, By this moment, person should know what are my sources of motivation and inspiration. What exactly I'm going to do if I feel that my inspiration goes down. What should I do? Maybe I should chant more rounds, or maybe I should read some particular book, or listen to particular class, or do particular seva. And of course we can approach our seniors who also will help us to be more inspired, or to help us to understand the sources of our inspiration. But anyway, initially we get this, we can be forced, we can get this inspiration by force. Maybe this kind of inspiration is a little bit mechanical, but anyway, it is also our part of responsibility to be somehow to be inspired and to be active in devotional service. Each and every person, he flies in his own plane, airplane. Srila Prabhupada, he gives this analogy, means we are sitting in our airplane, we're flying somewhere, and some people from the land, we can use this radio and we can speak with them, and they can give us some advices. But ultimately, when airplane is on his way, basically the situation depends on the pilot, on one who is who is how to say, who is driver of this airplane. It depends on the pilot. So basically our time is over. We'll just read this slide, and then we will go to your questions. We'll just read this slide, and that's all. A key sign of a responsible heart is the proactive desire to serve. Don't wait for service to be assigned to you. Humbly approach senior devotees and express your desire to contribute. It is normal desire. I want to contribute. I want to contribute. Ask them, how can I help? What service is needed? This initiative is a powerful catalyst for growth. Like Srila Prabhupada, he was approaching Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He was asking him, how can I serve you? How can I serve you? It was the main question which Srila Prabhupada was asking to his spiritual master. So following Srila Prabhupada's example, we can also ask our seniors and ask our spiritual master how we should be engaged in devotional service. And again, gratitude, humility, responsibility, these qualities are important for spiritual life to become more and more mature on spiritual path. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and if you have some questions, please ask these questions. Okay, Jyoti Makar. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving us such a wonderful lecture, such a wonderful practical tips on becoming more conscious in Krishna consciousness.
We have no
Jose
choice.
Mataji,
We have to
आपने
become conscious. Otherwise, we will be suffering.
yes,
We have no choice.
yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, sabhi ko sade pranam. Prabhuji, I have two questions.
Uh-huh.
Could I ask both one by one? Question one is like you said that we have responsibility to pay debt to our guru, though we cannot pay fully. The one who has blessed us with this holy name. So we can try our level best to fulfill that responsibility, repay that responsibility effort by preaching. So my question is that should we like preaching in the Naam Aprad? There's a book Naam Aprad. It is mentioned that we should not take the name of the Lord amidst the masses who don't value it. So when we preach to all. So there is a tendency, because some people, they don't value that name, they don't respect that name. If someone insults us, it's okay, but they insult the holy name. So that is what is even more very, very painful. So should we preach among all? How do we know that who will value it, who will not value it? It's risky. because that naam
Risky.
aprad is there, na? Yes, it's very risky. Like
Risky.
if they insult us, it's okay. We may forget, we may forgive. But they
Okay.
are insulting the one who's created the whole world. So that is very painful.
Painful
If we love that.
and risky. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is some kind of exception if someone is not qualified to estimate some confidential topics. Of course, we should not speak about confidential topics, but it doesn't mean that we should not speak at all. We should distinguish, we should speak according to the level of consciousness. If you are asking about the risk that about general masses of people, well, there is no risk in the sense that if we are dealing with general masses of people, it is guaranteed that some people who will not be able to estimate, they are here, they are with us. So risk, it is the situation when you don't know what is the situation. But here you know the situation. So that's why it is not needed, for example, to tell people some really confidential topics, but we can try to inspire them to chant holy names just without some deep explanations of the meaning of the holy names. And usually it works. People, they chant holy names even without understanding. It works and they get some benefit. And when they will be able to estimate, then we can tell something. But usually when we are dealing with big group of people, or let's say with crowd of people, I'm using this word crowd not in order to offend people. I'm using this word crowd in the sense when we're dealing with group of people who are mainly not so much conscious about what's going on. I'm speaking about this. So when we are dealing with crowd, of course, better to tell very simple things. And who is able to estimate, who is not able, usually we can understand just by personal talk, during the personal talk, personal dialogue with people, just one by one. If we're dealing with a group, then of course how we can understand. Yes.
Prabhuji, next question is like there was a PPT slide on gratitude, that we should offer gratitude to Almighty even for small things. So my question is, should we not offer gratitude to Almighty even for our sufferings, the ones which were very painful? Taking it that Lord, I was the most sinful soul in the world with utmost humility. I don't know my past life sins. That countless lives I have taken, I must have sinned so much. Maybe I deserve the 100% or even more extreme punishment. But out of your causeless mercy, even for a very painful situation, we can pray that thank you, you diminished my punishment from 100 to 3%. So should we adopt that attitude and stop that complaining mode? And not complain about anything. Whatever my Lord does with me, however He treats me, gets me treated, I am His child. Forever servant of His servant of His servant. So, is it okay to develop this attitude? Because it's very difficult to implement.
Ah. Well, you see, really, it is. Of course, it is written in the one of the purports to the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that devotee, if he faces some difficulties, he considers this just to be a small part of the sufferings that he actually deserves. So you are asking that we should give up complaining mood and we should develop the mood of gratitude. Well, at
For our
least
sufferings also.
yeah. Well,
For our sufferings also.
well, regarding gratitude mood, well, it is quite elevated state of consciousness, but at least we should try to give up complaining mood, at least by understanding that it is useless. You complain or you don't complain, but anyway, you will get what you will get. There is no need to complain. If some situation which creates us difficulties, if it is just created by ourselves, In some cases, it is, yeah, if we see that it is created by ourselves, then what the use to complain? And regarding gratitude, well, if naturally you feel it, then it is okay. But I'm not sure that it will be good if we will be trying to mechanically force ourselves to feel some kind of gratitude if we are not feeling the gratitude. I mean that. But if you are really how to say, if you are really convinced, that it is just about 2% of what you really deserve, if you're really convinced, likely you will be happy. But but for that, one should really know, or should really have some reasons to think that it is really 2 or 3%. If you have some reasons to think like this in some particular situations, and then if it creates some joy from your heart, why not? It is normal. But if one is trying to force himself to experience some emotions which he doesn't experience in natural way, then it is I don't consider such practice to be healthy. Honestly speaking, if someone is trying to force himself to experience some particular emotions which he doesn't experience, which he doesn't have reasons to experience. But but complaining mood should be given up somehow. We should approach our seniors if we have these difficulties, but in some cases, if, for example, we are in a particular situation and we feel that this situation is not suitable, in some cases we can solve this situation, or we can change. We can we can leave the place. Go out from the situation. I mean that in some cases the solution is not just to remain in the same condition, the same situation, and again forcing ourselves. Just you don't complain, you don't change anything in your life, but at the same time you don't complain. In some cases it is good decision to change something and don't create some disturbances for ourselves. But because again it is not healthy when we have some troubles, when we are suffering, but we are forcing ourselves to be happy at the same time. it is not a healthy idea. But
Prabhuji, why I ask this question is because according to me, every situation we land up in, it is created by our own karmas. Countless lives we have taken, we don't remember what good actions we have done, what bad actions we have done. So every situation that is created, it is like a good seed, good harvest, bad seed, bad harvest, no seed, no harvest. And we don't know when we are going to land up in which situation and which karma it's going to be, which life, which karma. We don't know. So it's useless blaming anyone else. It's useless. And as you said that leave the place, many a times we are stuck up in a situation we can't even leave the place because we choose to trust God. We choose to trust the Almighty who has placed up us in that situation. Like one of my experience in my dental colleges, I went there for study purpose, but it was like a hell, and I don't blame anyone for it. I accept it. It was my unknown karma, that place chosen by God to punish me for some karmas of mine which are not in my memory, maybe some past life karmas. And that time I could not leave it. I just could not leave it because I read Bible, and I was in a doubt. Should I leave it or should I persist? I read Bible and I opened it and I questioned God, show me the way. Should I leave it or should I stay? And I read a phrase in that Bible, love thy Lord, thy God with the whole of your heart, soul, and spirit. And it entered my mind that if we love someone, we will trust that someone. That whatsoever happens, he or she will be my guardian and protector. And it entered my mind that however I am, virtuous or full of vices, I am a child of God. And forever servant of his servant of his servant. And he takes his servants of his servants of his servants also like his sons and daughters. So why not trust him fully and just stay here and face everything? The atmosphere was very toxic. It was worse than hell. And I landed up in depression, but I tried my level best to trust God, even that phase. That was my first dental college experience. Even today, I feel bad when I think about it, but I thank God that He did not leave me. Now I took some treatment also for the depression, and then I landed up in second dental college where there was no teacher willing to teach me any practical work, judgmental attitude. That also I took it as my karma. I could not leave that also. I trusted Lord, and without the help in practical, seeking other students' help, I managed to clear the degree. It was very long journey, but I found that amidst all my difficulties, God was with me. In this Bhagavad Gita, there is this two birds analogy given. Two birds sitting on a branch of a tree, and one is eating the fruit and other is watching. And the one who's eating is the Jivatma, one who's watching is the Paramatma. So I took it that in that way, that I am the Jivatma, and whatever I went through, it was a fruit of my own karma. So there's no point of use blaming anyone for it. And the another one, Paramatma, was with me amidst all difficulties, owing to which I am functional today. And I have matlab ki improved to a large extent. So that's why I was asking, because we are responsible for every situation that enters our life, and we cannot leave it. It is not possible to leave it. I thought, and in Bible there is one more this example given, mustard seed parable. If you trust God as big as mustard seed and you tell the mountain to move, the mountain will move. So these I wanted to trust Lord that if I develop that much faith also, these hurdles will just shoo off. They will vanish from my life. And I survived. But in the second college, I was lying unconscious in my room for 3 days during the internship period. That also I accepted that my own karmas were responsible. Because I don't know my karmas, all the records. It's quite possible I must have been most fallen soul, most simple soul. But that Lord, taking causeless mercy on me, taking me as his beloved child, diminished my punishment from 100 to 3 and made me enchant his name, owing to which I survived that torture. Why should I blame someone else? It could be my own karma which came in front of me. So that's why I was asking. It's not possible to leave the situation. Should we not thank God for it? That thank you God, at least I survived, and I can do so much in my life. I survived. I am breathing. I can do so much in my life. That is a miracle.
Miracle. Miracle. You see, there is jnana, there is vijnana, like you know these words. Jnana and vijnana means theoretical knowledge and realization, what we call realization. And sometimes, like in your life, and I think in everyone's life, we had some situations when you cannot just move on from the situation, you have to remain in the situation. And of course, we can get the best use from bad bargain, like we say in ISKCON, to get best use from bad bargain. Sometimes Krishna, he puts us in particular condition when you cannot change anything and you have no choice. You have to ask Krishna why and what for and what is my lesson here. And then just by going through the situations, we get this vijnana. Like, for example, you told that I was feeling that Supreme Lord was with me all this time and he was supporting me. And from spiritual point of view, this experience is very valuable. From materialistic point of view, of course, it is not pleasant time, but this time, this pleasant and unpleasant periods of time, it comes and goes. And Krishna, he tells to Arjuna, Titiksha vakarunikah. Oh, no, sorry, not this. Not this one. Another one about matras parshastu kaunteya. That one, this verse. That verse is also good. Matras parshastu kaunteya shatoshna sukha dukhadach agama payana nityas tam stitiksha sobarata. Tam stitiksha sobarata. You just tolerate. You just tolerate the duality of material existence. So, of course, and again, there is jnana, there is vijnana. For some people, for example, you will tell to someone or I will tell to someone, and for some people it can be just on the level of theoretical knowledge. For some people it is needed to go through something. For some people, it is needed to go through something. I mean that it is nice that you have this conviction and you have this faith and experience, and you went through this and you have got this spiritual benefit from this situation. It is the most important that you have got spiritual benefit. When we approach spiritual masters, because they have to deal with this duality of material world, I suppose, much more than we. And when spiritual master, he is saying that you just tolerate duality of material existence, he tells this, and in his words there is power and there is realization based on his experience. And if we have faith in the words of spiritual master, then just by listening to these words, we can feel this support, this spiritual support. When he is saying that it is normal, you just tolerate, and he gives this instruction and he gives this power to follow this instruction. In his words, both are combined, the instruction and the power to follow. And that's why I'm saying that it is particular spiritual experience. It is not universal prescription, because different people are on different levels of consciousness and they have different experience in their lives. And for some people, it will be difficult to understand what you are saying now. But basically, each and every person who is practicing for some period of time, he has some kind of such experience, different experience, which is not pleasant to the senses, which requires the sense control or tolerance or humility and all this stuff. It is our wealth of, like it is said, tapasya is the wealth of Brahmana. And this experience, when we tolerate something, or when we, but the main point is not to become, how to say, is not to become evil-minded because of negative emotional experience. Yes, it is important. Because some people, they go through the same situations like you, for example, but they can, their character can become spoiled, for example, or they don't accept it, they don't accept the situation. And that's why this prescription is not universal in the sense that it is not everyone will accept it. This also is not for everyone. Like you were asking about confidential spiritual topics which we cannot share with crowd. Like, for example, the same point, it is also that it is not that everyone can understand it. Some people should go through particular experience. But the material world is created in such a way that each and every person will experience something troublesome here. It is guaranteed. And if we will be experiencing this, someone will experience more, someone will experience more, someone will experience less. It is also related to karma. And when we are speaking that God is going to punish me, like you are saying, He is punish me because of my bad karma, I would not say that it is punishment, because it is just reaction of what we were doing. So basically we punished ourselves because of our deeds in the past. It is not related to the Supreme Lord directly, because this karma, law of karma, it is the aspect like material nature works. And material nature is a little bit divided. Supreme Lord, He is staying aloof from material nature. He is inside and He is outside at the same time, like He explains in Bhagavad Gita. So it is just like for example, someone, let's give an example. Someone committed crime and he is sitting in jail, and when he is sitting in jail, he thinks, I'm sitting in jail and it is because of the main people of our country, and it is the fault of Narendra Modi that I'm sitting in the jail, because he is in the church of country. he is, of course, he is in charge of many things in the country, but it is not that he
Okay.
personally was putting that prisoner in the jail, you know. It works like this.
Uh, Prabhuji, does Krishna accept less intelligent people as his devotees, beloved devotees? Because both colleges I suffered because I was least intelligent. मतलब कि not that intelligent. So I suffered that much. I was ridiculed, treated horribly. So does Krishna accept such people as his beloved devotees and take them under his protective shed? I
Uh,
was treated not even like a human being. And I say my own karmas were responsible.
Okay, thank you very much for your sincerity. Of course, intelligence is needed, but when we are lacking intelligence, it is not a big problem. We should just serve Krishna with love and to do it regularly. Ideally, it should be constantly. And then, Tisham satata yuktanam, bhajatam pritipurvakam, dadami buddhi yogam tam, yenamam upayantite. It is verse from Bhagavad Gita 10:10. We serve and he gives us more intelligence, which helps us to come to him. So initially, our intelligence can be not so big, not so developed. And basically, this prayer, Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya, it starts from this point. We are in darkness of ignorance. So it is normal to start from the situation when we almost have no intelligence or we have small intelligence. So it is normal. And
Okay, thank you,
we
Prabhu.
develop it is about to be developed because of the process of devotional service. Thank you, Mataji, for your sincerity and for your questions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Are there any other questions? Please ask if you have. Hare Bol.
हरे कृष्णा गुरु जी। रेखा माता जी, आप पूछ सकते हैं यदि क्वेश्चन है तो।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for your patience and making us understand so many things. In your slides, one of the slides you mentioned about humility. And humility, where it has been mentioned that we should understand that we do not deserve anything. If that feeling is there, we can definitely go ahead. But Prabhuji, yes, this we have heard many times, humility. And with regard to the humility, there are many points which you did mention, as in how that can be developed. Theoretically, if at all, as a human being, we understand, yes, humility needs to be there. But the moment we are in this world and we are facing the challenges and we are actually away from this association which we are having it right now, there are all the instances actually witnesses and tells that humility is something which we keep it aside. And this is a big challenge for us, including me. So how is that we need to really understand, because our Maharaj, our gurus, everybody has mentioned about humility, and there are many things which we are aware of, but still uh, there are instances where we feel that even in spite of knowing what humility is all about, it takes a back seat, and that's where we suffer, and we understand everything, but still the suffering happens because of such things which is not there in our lives. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Well, to answer on your question, the particular situation or particular case is needed. For example, which kind of situation? Let's discuss particular situation. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Maybe you can give an example.
Yes, Prabhuji, there could be many examples. Like our senior devotees would have mentioned us that we should put tilak, or they would have told us that these are the regulations which we need to follow. And we know all these things, and if we are not able to follow, there would be instances where, because we are not following that, there are things which are going to happen and we'll have to take it. So in that case, we are showing humility by listening, but are we implementing that? So even implementation is very important.
So
Is it not so, Prabhuji?
what is the difficulty to put on tilak? What is the difficulty?
Yes, that is where I want to understand that theoretically we take all these things,
Uh-huh.
but we should actually put it across practically also, Prabhuji.
Well, if to speak about tilak, it depends. For example, if you are going on your job and if your boss is not happy with this, then well, we can adjust. We can adjust. We can put on tilak using water, for example. It is also
Yes,
normal.
that was just an example which I gave, Prabhuji. Otherwise, also in the association where we are all very comfortable, so this is something which the least we can do from our end. It is just a practice which our gurus have been telling us. So, just one example, as you had asked me. So, I just gave an example,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
so I'm just trying to understand where the manifestation of lacking of humility is here, in this particular case, because well, it is not so difficult to put on tilak, and maybe we just don't understand the importance or spiritual power of the tilak. If we get this knowledge, or maybe it also can be so, maybe our seniors didn't explain us sufficiently the power of tilak and the importance. Because you see the free choice is here, freedom of choice is here, and we are not a sect. We are not sect where everyone is forced. You have to put on tilak and so on and so on. First of all, we should understand what it is for. Then it goes. If we first we hear, then we understand. Maybe we understand, maybe we not. If we understand, then likely if understand means also to estimate. It is also the part of understanding that then we are doing. If we understand but we are not doing, it is what it is called, maybe it is called laziness, maybe laziness, or something like this. Well, modes of material nature are very strong. It is normal on some level of spiritual advancement. It is normal to be a little bit tamasic person, but when we chant holy names and take prasadam and so on after some time, and especially if we are for a long time in spiritual movement, and if we are becoming senior devotees, senior in the sense that we are for a long time here, then juniors, they expect from us, they are asking, Prabhuji or Mataji, why are you not putting on tilak? And now person is forced to put on tilak because they consider me to be senior. I have to follow their expectations. So somehow it can be done due to the course of time. I don't know, maybe it is not the best example of humility or lacking of humility if we're just speaking about putting on the tilak, because tilak is tilak and humility is humility. And one can put on tilak with pride. I am going to put very nice tilak. I will put it very nice. And I will be going proudly, everyone, just look on my nice tilak. You see, mood is one thing and the action is another. And it is Krishna consciousness movement. It means that consciousness, it is the main thing. It is important what we are doing, but it is also important why and with which mentality we are doing this. And so tilak is not the essence in this example. The essence is why we are putting on the tilak, because one can be proud when he is not putting the tilak, and he can remain proud when he puts on the tilak. there is freedom in the manifestation of the pride. It is not the essence that if I put the tiller, then it means that I automatically I'm humble. Because one can do each and every devotional service, and a person can be proud that, oh, I'm so nice book distributor, or I'm so nice pujari, and so on and so on. So means that's why we're saying that it should be. It is important to be engaged, but at the same time, mentality is important.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other points or questions? Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you ask us? Prabhuji, do you have more time? Can we?
Yeah, I have time.
माता जी आज के
Yes.
यशनी माता जी आप हो सकते हैं.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danu Pranam. Prabhuji, I have actually two small questions. First question is that you said that we should have some senior who should be telling us, guiding us what should we do as a service. So sometimes seniors give just simple instruction that you should distribute books. So at that time we apply our intelligence like I should take like this much books. This is according to my capacity. So is this also like comfort zone? Because we take decisions according to our comfort zone. Like if during book distribution, my senior just tells me distribute books, and I take a target of 10 books. So because it's like we say that we should take calculated risk in material world. Everyone says that. So so I take target of 10 books. So is it like my comfort zone? So should I ask my senior that only you should give me target? So what should we do in that case, like seniors tell only?
Well, if the question is about that, that one should not take too many books in order to keep his backbone healthy, in that sense, then
No, in the sense like for distribution, I ordered 10 books. So my senior gave me instruction that you should he gave just this instruction that you should distribute books. So I took decision according to my capacity. So is it also comfort zone, or should we ask our seniors that Hannah, you should tell the target like this?
You see, if we will forget about our comfort zone, then it is also not good. Sometimes we should be in comfort zone. Sometimes we can go out from the comfort zone. It is not that otherwise we can burn out if we will be always out of our comfort zone. Sometimes some comfort is needed, some quota, quota just to be able to serve for a long time. Otherwise, it is typical problem between book distributors who distribute about 10, 15, 20 years. They have problems with backbone, and because they were taking too many books in their bags. It is typical problem. So yeah, it is important to take care of the health. And well, you can ask, of course, you can ask your senior, should you increase or you should not increase, but also take care of yourself and of your health.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, second question is about like you said that humility means we think that we don't deserve. So sometimes we think that in the beginning of the session, sometimes speakers say that you all are the like nice pious people who have come here because everyone is not coming. So like this, we start thinking ourselves also that yeah, we deserve because everyone is not coming. Obviously, Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON. He gave the mercy, but not everyone is taking it. We are taking it, so some part of us is also there. So we think that it's our piety and all these things. So does this reduce our gratitude and humility? So
Well, if someone from our spiritual authorities, he is saying that you are nice, you are pious, you are serious, and so on, all this stuff, uh, well, it can be considered from different points of view. It can be considered as his expression of the gratitude, because really there is preacher, and it is not that everyone wants to listen to his preaching. So for a preacher, it is very pleasant when his preaching is estimated, and when nice questions are asked, like, oh, your questions are nice. It is really nice. So it can be considered like expression of his gratitude to us. And regarding our own qualities, it should be considered like, for example, you see, for example, we have this ceremony which we call Vyasa Puja. Vyasa Puja, when spiritual master is glorified, that he has such and such and such qualities, and he is from spiritual world and all these things. And sometimes not spiritual master, but some kind of more or less ordinary devotee is glorified by many people. Usually it is recommended to do what? To do first of all, to consider this glorification like these people, they are just mentioning particular qualities which they expect us to manifest, which they expect us to develop. So if they are saying us that you are humble, you are kind, and so on, well, maybe it is there a little spark of these qualities. But nice reaction on this is to tell that I really have to develop it, and if these people, they are speaking about these particular qualities, means they are showing, or basically it can be told like Krishna is telling through them that I should develop these particular qualities for my spiritual life. It can be considered like this. If we are practicing devotees, then whatever glorification we get, we can redirect this glorification to the lotus feet of our spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, just by reminding ourselves that whatever we can, it is not that it is our qualification, but this qualification was given to us by our seniors, and they taught us how to act and what to do. Like this. And again, you are asking about piety. Piety, it is not a big merit, because piety, it is also karma. There is good karma, there is bad karma, but Srila Prabhupada, he was saying there is no good karma, because each and every karma, even good karma, it is bad karma in the sense that we are remaining in samsara. Samsara davana lalida loka, we are remaining in samsara because of our karma, good karma or bad karma. So it is not the good idea to be proud of good karma. And also it is changeable. Today good karma is manifested, tomorrow bad karma is manifested, like Mataji was telling us about her life and troubles in her life which she went through. So devotional service and Krishna consciousness, it is another position of perception when we're not thinking about bad karma or good karma, but we're considered about our connection with Supreme Lord. And karma can be different, and it is changeable. It is changeable. So...
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. This answers. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. And we have something in our chat. Thank you very much, devotees and friends, for your kind attention. Prabhuji, what to do that my siblings, sister-in-law, nephew, niece, mother also become Krishna devotees, and also the departed soul of my father, all ancestors, all generations also become most wonderful devotees of Lord Krishna forever. What to do that you just practice devotional service, and it depends on what kind of level of spiritual advancement you will be having, which level, Kanishtka Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. On this depends how many of our generations can be saved from clutches of Maya. It depends on our own spiritual potency, spiritual advancement. Anyway, whatever we can do, we do. We should try to do what we can do, and maybe sometimes a little bit more. Or not sometimes. Sometimes we can just go out from comfort zone to do something more. What to do that my haters also become top class Krishna devotees as, and now something is written in Devanagari. I don't understand what is written in Devanagari. Amita
Prabhuji, Vasudev Kutumbakam. Vasudev Kutumbakam.
It is Vasudeva
Vasudev
Kutumbakam.
Kutumbakam.
Well, it is nice. It is nice if they become Krishna devotees. We should be happy that they become Krishna devotees. It is normal in Krishna societies. It is not that we will be able to create nice relationships with each and every one. Different people, they have different nature. And internally in our hearts, we should be happy that other living entities, they are practicing, they are following the spiritual path. And regarding ourselves, with some people we can create nice relations, with some people we cannot create. But again, materialistic people, if they are not able to create nice relationships with others, usually they are judging. This person is nice, this person is bad. And the devotional position is such that it is not that they are bad or good, but just there are some people with whom I can deal, and there are some people with whom I cannot deal. And who is bad, who is good, it is Krishna is going to decide. It is his, it is his right to judge. It is not my right. We're not judges here. We're disciples in this school of life in material world. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I think we should stop here, right?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. That's a wonderful class and giving answer to our questions. So let us thank you, Prabhuji, by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare